For those of us lucky enough to have grown up in the 1970s in Australian suburbia, homes with brown bricks and orange and avocado decor were pretty much the norm. But like most design trends, homes like that quickly fell from favour. Many were demolished, others renovated beyond recognition. So when a young couple set out to find an archetypal 1970s home still in its original condition, they set themselves up for an almighty task. When Alex and Dee were searching the southern suburbs of Sydney for a forever home in 2021, a safe, quiet neighbourhood conducive to raising a young family was a high priority. And the features they wanted might have looked like anybody else's list.
Really just wanted at least a 3-bedroom house, ensuite, second living area if it was possible.
But that wasn't everything on his list. Alex has long been a Frank Lloyd Wright admirer, so he wanted an era-specific home that the couple could put their stamp on. So when stumbling upon the Taylor house, Alex couldn't believe what he found.
And when I first walked into this house, I was like, this is very Frank in the sense of all the timber, the built-in furniture that you see around here, and that was kind of what captivated me. So.
The other decision maker, however, was far from impressed.
I was shocked because it reminded me of a school when I first walked in, and
Dee would take some convincing.
Biggest challenge, convincing the missus that it's a good house to buy, and then also just getting her to go along with all my crazy ideas of how to restore it and keeping it period correct.
Looking for an unmolested example of any period home in a time of rapid gentrification is never easy, especially when the home styles you love are not what most people would call popular. They fall into what we call the architectural danger zone, when they're targeted for demolition and replacement. This, naturally, depletes the stock. So by the time Alex and Dee were out looking for a home, they were just lucky the Taylor house was still standing. Taylor House was designed by architect Alan Dibdin for Mr. and Mrs. W. Taylor in 1972. The architect clearly drew on some of Frank Lloyd Wright's Usonian home principles, such as cantilevering, an emphasis on horizontal lines, and extensive use of natural materials. And just like many Usonian homes, there are few windows facing the street. Arriving at the home, your eye is immediately attracted to the unconventional roofline hovering over glass, an ingenious coupling of form and purpose, clad in dark stained timber that lessens the visual bulk of the almost 5-metre high plain brick wall. And if the exterior is not enticing enough, just wait until you step inside.
Just generally, like when you walk in, it's not something you see every day. It was definitely a unique sort of house, lots of little intricate details, and that was what I really liked. And I was thinking if we were successful in getting the house, then we could just work with it and we wouldn't have to do too much to get it to where we wanted it to be. So it was kind of like a win-win.
Critics of this era of homes say they're too dark inside. But here, the use of darker materials like stained western red cedar is more than offset by the thoughtful placement of windows that pull in the outside light. Clear-story windows in the living room and kitchen, aided by vaulted ceilings and exposed timber rafters, bring light and interest to what might otherwise be darker spaces. This Usonian theme continues, with a wall of windows and sliding glass doors linking the upstairs entertaining spaces to a private wraparound terrace with leafy green views. Living in a historic home of any era does not mean you must live without modern niceties, but it does require careful consideration and partnering with experts who share your passion for period homes.
Wanting to restore a home, it's really key to find someone who understands this period of architecture and has enthusiasm for the house and wants to also restore it and work with all those hiccups that come with restoring old houses.
A difficult balancing act that hasn't tampered with the home's soul. When selecting new flooring for the bedrooms, bathrooms and hallway, for instance, a brick textured tile complements the abundant woodwork and masonry and looks like it's always been there. Necessary upgrades to the bathrooms reconfigured some clunky arrangements using materials and colours that pay homage to the original. A masterstroke was to open up the carpeted and boxed-in staircase in this split-level entry foyer. Open risers draw in sunlight and allow visitors to visually connect with the architectural interest of the angled hallway. One original feature that will remain untouched is this built-in bar, complete with period-correct beverages, I might add. It serves as both a focal point and a transition from dining to living. Off the downstairs staggered hallway are the home's bedrooms, continuing the period charm of dark timbers, exposed brick walls, large windows and built-in cabinetry. The laundry is also on this level, providing direct access to a drying area and a paved courtyard made private by a wall of greenery. It's now 3 years since this young couple took on the task of restoring and refreshing this 1972 home. Like any project, there's always more to be done. But with the most back-breaking, finance-guzzling tasks largely behind them, Alex is thrilled with the result and says the master bedroom is his favourite part of all.
Just the vibe you kind of get from being in the room. It's a lot of brick, dark tile, dark timber. It just gives us the room a really nice mood, and the ceiling above the bed is kind of dropped down, so it kind of gives you that cozy feeling, which is really nice, and just the lighting, the way it's done is really good. So this is probably my favourite room in the house.
But what about his greatest challenge? Was he successful in turning around Dee's hesitation?
And I had this vision of making it industrial and really like modern and contemporary, and then Alex has completely swayed me the other way, and I definitely think it was the right move.
Any family wanting a new home would often just build one. A big house with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms and a butler's pantry. But Alex and Dee are not just any family. They wanted a home, a place with a story. So now it is their turn to add their own layer to the tapestry of Taylor House.